Hello, conscious co-creators, and welcome to your pick a card reading today. We are working with the bee spirit animal, so we're getting messages for you from the bee. And as you can see, I do have all three of your pick a card and group options already laid out. The first option here is card number 31 in this deck, and it says bee, creativity, purpose, harvest, and devotion. Card option number 2, group 2, says bee and community. And card option number 3 and group 3 is card number 7 in this deck. It says bee spirit, sweet results await. So you can take all the time you need, pause the video if you need to, and ask your intuition which one of these bee cards and groups is resonating most with you. Once you've made your selection, you can head down to the description and click on the timestamp next to the bee that you've chosen, and I will see you in your reading. Hello group 1 and welcome to your bee spirit animal reading. If you're listening to this, then you have chosen the first card option for your bee. It's card number 31 here, which is essentially a 4 energy. That tells me that you're probably like a hard worker. This is stability energy, it's safety energy, it's protection energy. Also, the 3 being first tells me there's a creative vibe, and this card actually says creativity that you work with. Also, the 1 tells me you're like a starter, a kickstarter, if you will. I feel like this group in particular definitely has some really great like worker bee bringing things to fruition vibes. It says creativity, purpose, harvest, and devotion. So yes. Already we are starting off with the energy that you are going to be bringing things to fruition, that you're working with purpose and devotion. I love that. It's like alignment energy. And you're using your creativity to weave things. That's how they're saying it, although I don't know that bees weave, but you're using your creativity to be able to bring to life what it is that you maybe see in your mind. It's like whatever you see in your mind, you can hold in your hand kind of vibe. They said, if you're willing to work for it. That's right. Okay, let's get into your reading. We just placed your final message there from the bee spirit animal. See what's going on in your core energy first, and then we'll see what might be challenging you. We'll get messages from above and below and what's gone on in your past and future. So let's see what this bee has to say about your current situation. The Page of Swords, love this. And look at this. It's sort of like a dreaming energy, which I love here, coming in with this particular page. Okay. Let me set this aside. You can see he's standing on a bunch of books. The Page of Swords is an inquisitive energy. So when you're getting a page of any sort, you're getting that new, fresh, new chapter. What am I learning about next? What am I working on next? There's that one coming in for you. The page is going to provide you with news and information, especially a Page of Swords. So right now you may be looking for your next endeavor. Maybe you're gathering information about what it is that you're working on. You may be needing to be quite open to the information that is coming your way to be able to guide you in the right direction. Page energy is young energy. So it's this feeling of you being ready to do what you need to do. You just need to maybe listen a bit, let yourself be guided. It feels like he is also like waiting, and he's got a graduate cap on. So maybe you have just graduated and you're moving into the next chapter, whether that's a physical, literal graduation from like a school, or you're graduating from one season of life to another, or one project to another. When you get a Page of Swords, what you really want to be able to do is keep your mind and your channel open. Ask for the answers and wait to receive the solution. Wait to receive the response. Be very open, because whatever it is that you're meant to be purposefully devoting yourself to or working on next is going to be provided for you. The thing that can really stop a Page of Swords, and we're going to look at a challenge energy as well, is being closed-minded, being sort of like a know-it-all energy. You don't want to be boxed off in your head, you know, in your mind, or close down your channel. Also, just not being willing to listen. Let's see what we have to challenge this energy here. The Seven of Cups. Interesting. First and foremost, what's coming through is being able to imagine that bigger dream that you have. This is a card of imagination. It's being able to kind of tap into and use your experience to think about, feel into what it is that you might truly desire. Like, what is your heart's true desire? Based on what you know right now, what is your heart's true desire? And then a Seven of Cups will always have you choosing from the heart for your next steps. Now, to have this in a challenge spot, you might be a bit confused about what your next choice is, but that's why it's lovely to have the Page of Swords right in your core energy, group one. What it says is, if your heart isn't sure, if you don't know the next option or the next move, it doesn't make you any less purposeful. Sometimes there are pauses in between when we're shifting things or when we're waiting for that next hit of inspiration or that next kind of pull to what it is that we need to create or want to create. And you may be also doing some research. And if that is the case, then, you know, just trust that you're going to be guided. Because if you have a Seven of Cups challenging you, this is making decisions, being careful not to make decisions from places that are not from your alignment, not from this purposeful, devoted kind of energy. You don't want to be committing to things that don't feel in complete alignment for you right now. This is the last thing you'd want to do with a Seven of Cups challenging you. You want to make sure that you're giving life to and putting your time and energy into choosing to work on your dreams, right? Choosing to work on what your heart truly desires, choosing to create what feels in alignment for you. Otherwise, they just said, otherwise, what's the point? They just said that. Otherwise, what's the point? The bee knows what it's meant to do, and if it needs to wait for a signal, right? If it needs to wait for some sort of information, passing of information, then it waits until it knows what its mission is, you know, what its job is, and then it goes. And I would say it's important for this group to make sure that you are tuning in. Your channel needs to be open and your heart needs to be heard, is how they just said it. Let's see what we have coming in from above you here. The Five of Cups. Interesting. They're saying very distinctly, group one, it's not... You're really paying attention to not making the same mistake twice or the same mistake again, not repeating some sort of mistake. Interesting. They're saying it's not going to be what it was. It's not going to be like it was. And when I'm saying that, I'm talking about something that was either like a loss energy, you made a mistake, you might have failed at something, maybe you felt like you could have done it differently, but you didn't give it your best shot, this kind of energy. This feels extremely personal, if I'm honest. It's spirit coming in above you to say, wait for what you know you want to give your heart to, because maybe in the past you were, you know, quick to move into something, but you didn't feel completely devoted to it or didn't feel in complete alignment. A Five of Cups can be quite a sad card sometimes. It can feel like you're losing something or you're letting something go or you're needing to let something go, and it's disappointing. In particular, I'm really picking up on like a beating yourself up over a mistake or really wishing that you hadn't have done that or hadn't have said that or hadn't have put your energy into that. Like, it's the feeling of I wasted so much time. If I had just known, if I had just thought about it for a second, why didn't I choose differently? I wasted all of my energy on that. And now this, that, and the other thing, right? Like realizing a mistake that you've made or a misstep or what you could have done differently in the past. They don't want you to get lost in it here, hence the open channel with that Page of Swords and needing to choose something that feels good. Maybe you believed and you thought you were choosing from the heart. And that's why Spirit's like, you know, you didn't make a mistake, really. I mean, mistakes happen, but are they really mistakes? Because we're meant to be learning them. So there's this feeling of needing to process that energy emotionally with a Five of Cups, for sure, especially above you. Processing that energy and shifting the way that you feel about it. A Five of Cups in a high expression is a change of heart. So whatever it is that you're feeling pretty low about or like you feel like you might have lost out on something, whatever that is, Spirit is trying to tell you it feels like a loss because it's meant to teach you something much more wonderful. Or there's another way that you can look at it that tells you how much you have gained. Like these flowers are still blooming, even though these are in the water and being like swept away or washed away. And you're like watching them go, but forgetting about these. And they don't want you forgetting about what is still growing, what is still blossoming, what you still have to work with. And in fact, it seems like if you're listening and you are marching into a new chapter where you have this purposeful energy and making choices from your heart, not getting caught up in like, oh, I should have done this, so now I have to do this. That's the rigidity of the mind that we want to stay away from. Then you will look to harvest. The bee is telling you this is the way that you're going to be able to harvest, by being devoted and purposeful, allowing yourself to be creative, right? As opposed to going, I can't do that because last time I did that, this, that, and the other thing. And Spirit's telling you it's not going to happen again. You will not suffer the same disappointments, is how they're saying. So you don't have to be so nervous or scared, is what I would say, about making the same mistakes. In fact, if you can shift the way you feel and think about mistakes and failures in general, that would be the highest degree of having this change of heart for you. And it will be even easier for you to receive the messages and the insights and the information that you need, because it will come to you much more easily because your heart is open. You know, you're not blocking and scared. Yeah. I mean, with the Five of Cups, you always want to feel your feelings. So if you haven't processed that energy, it may be time for you to do that, especially if you're feeling stuck, not knowing what to choose or afraid to choose something. But once you process it, Spirit is really wanting you to understand that you can be hopeful and you have what you need to work with to move from here. Plus, they're in support. You know, that Page of Swords wants to learn, is an open channel. Let's see what's grounding you here. Oh, there it is, the key. I love this card in this deck. Not only are we seeing the shell, right, where the idea comes in, or the spiral where the universe and the divine comes in to like pop that idea into your head with the keyhole, but also the implication here that you are the key, right? The illustration of him holding the key. I love it. Or her, him or her, holding the key. This card is a card of pure insight, beautiful ideas happening for you, clarity. I mean, you know, I love to have an ace, and it's a 1 again. We're getting that 1 energy for you. An ace below you is like something, this fresh new path. You're getting a page, which is a fresh chapter, and an ace here, which is a new path. A new insightful path, a new, perhaps you're using your thoughts and the clarity you're getting to innovate, to create in a different way, in a purposeful way, knowing that you're on the right path, having the idea that sits clearly in your intuition, something that is aligned with your truth, your authenticity, and trusting that you are the key to this. I always feel that message with this particular card. You're the key. Open your mind. You're getting both swords. Swords represents the suit of air, essentially. So you're looking at divine communication. You're looking at truth, clarity, being able to be a clear channel, which is very important, and how it is that you use your voice in conjunction with how it is that you use your mind, right? So this is like being able to bring something that's just an idea to life. So you want to listen for all of these light bulbs that you're getting, these bright ideas, the information that's coming in. Because again, even if you were a bit disappointed, you don't want your emotions to block you. You want to feel. You're working with air and water together. So things can be swept away or shifted in order for you to use them differently, to innovate and create in the future. And you're not at a loss for insight with this kind of energy in your core and below you. You've got an ace grounding you. There's that 1 again that we're getting. Creative new beginnings. It feels like innovative beginnings that are very purposeful and aligned. You know what this energy feels like? It feels like when Spirit drops a good idea into someone's mind, or they drop it into multiple people's minds at the same time. And then, so everybody has this kind of like insight, like, you know, what would be really cool? You know what I wonder? What if you're not the only person, generally speaking, getting that idea. Spirit has told me this many times where like not everybody is going to take action on this idea. That's why sometimes you'll see things produced and coming out into the world that are very similar. They haven't spoken to each other. They don't even know what they're working on. But why are they so similar? It's because they chose to kind of act upon that. We'll see what comes up in your future here in just a minute. But this is the feeling of that. Spirit giving you this beautiful, creative, innovative, understanding idea, insight that you're meant to actually observe, take in, and not let anything that you're feeling about what you may have done in the past hold you back. This is like, don't be challenged by what your dream might be or what your choice might be. Listen to your heart in a positive way, knowing that you have experience. And in order to even say you have experience, you have to make some mistakes. You have to take some missteps. I mean, it's all part of the plan, right? It's all part of the journey. So you shouldn't be beating yourself up for that. In fact, it's like, hey, if you've made some mistakes, you're getting somewhere. Yeah. So stay open for those insights because they're grounding you. It's like almost a lightning bolt coming in and driving right into the ground to say, hey, pay attention to this. Very interesting. It's quite exciting energy, this energy. And because you guys feel, this group feels like you're like I said, hard workers, you work purposefully, you devote yourself to something. You know, you may have something, if you're already working on this, wonderful. You may have something that, you know, new that you want to devote yourself to, and it feels just so purposeful and aligned. Let's see what's going on in the past here. So you are working from experience. This is just confirmation for me. Another 7. The 7 of Wands is a powerful card of experience. Look at, he's bending the jail bars. Okay. Knowing that no matter what it is that might try to hold him back, it's not going to hold him back. He will persevere. He has what he needs to move through this. And you're coming from this energy. So again, the feeling of, I will stand my ground. I will fight for what I need to fight for. I have what I need to be able to get this done. I'm not going to be held back by other people's opinions of me, or I'm not going to be, told that I can't do it. And this is all that yummy experience that you've gained. So you don't want it to block you emotionally now. Here you want to use what you've gained and how far you've come to move you into this open channel energy, open channel. So now it's like, okay, we are co-creating here. It's not just me having to do all of the heavy lifting, using my spirit to physically it's like using your fire only to just make it happen. Keep going. Bring this to life. Bring this thing to fruition. Get it to the harvest point. You're moving into a different energy where the co-creation of your divine team and the wisdom that you have gained comes together to help you do this in a really innovative way. You may be working on something that you've been working on forever and just getting innovative insights that make your job easier, that make the work easier, that make the relationship easier, that make the project easier, what have you. Really cool energy here. The key that I would say is the low expression of this, if you were feeling a bit defensive, like people don't understand what I'm doing, they're doubting me, etc., let that leave. If somebody betrayed you and you're feeling that here, that loss energy or disappointed in someone, right? Or something someone said, leave that in the past where it belongs. That's spirit. That's straight up spirit, because it only serves to block the insight and the innovation that wants to come in now. Yeah, there's no use in getting lost in the past or holding on to the past where you felt like you had to have your dukes up all the time. You know what I mean? Like you had to always be ready to defend yourself and what you're doing and what you want and what your thoughts were and et cetera, what you're working on, why you're with this person, whatever it is. Now it's feeling, let's say, this is a relationship example, but let's say that you were in a relationship with someone and people didn't understand the relationship. So, they said things that were hurtful, or they stopped communicating with you, or they didn't want to be around you anymore, or, they gave you their opinion and it really hurt your feelings. That's this energy that needs to be processed, because you want to move forward with innovation, opening up, right, to the clarity, to the insight that you need, so that you're not carrying that defensive energy, and instead you're just using the wisdom that you've gained from the experience to make heartfelt and heart-centered choices as you're moving along, that you're not getting caught up in the old narratives, and it's like a defensiveness energy. So you want to avoid that as we're moving forward. Let's see what we got in the future position. Protection, protection, protection. Okay, the Four of Cups energy is an interesting vibe. Remember, this is a 31-4, and I was wondering if we were going to get a 4, and here it is in your future position. The Four of Cups is, again, an emotional card. You got a little bit of fire behind you, but mostly you're working with water here and air. The innovation is going to tag your emotions. You're going to feel really good about it. You're going to feel really scared. You're going to feel really excited, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Here with the Four of Cups, we can see that you see how her positioning is, how she's sitting. She's kind of sitting there going like, is this all that there is? I feel good about it. However, is there any more that's going to happen from this? And we see Spirit using the umbrella to protect you. This is a card of miracles. This is a card of that, serendipitous thing that you're just going to love, opportunity, what have you, being provided for you out of left field. It's when you least expect it. There's a lot of emotional processing and the need to trust the channel going on for you, Group 1. And so to have a Four of Cups ahead of you, you have to lean into doing the things that you need to do, even if it feels a bit boring. Don't give up hope when you have a Four of Cups, because when you least expect it, usually, the umbrella appears. You know what I mean? It might have felt like you've got a lot of rain going on. You're feeling things. You're processing things. You're trying your best to stay open, but you're not really sure what exactly you should choose. Keep at it is what I say. I'd say knowing you're protected. When you have a Four of Cups, also, your view, your perspective needs to be very wide, because it's often that we can miss the little miracles and little gifts that Spirit provides to us. So your B energy is telling you that you're not going to not know, right? You're not going to miss what you're meant to be purposefully devoting yourself to. If you don't have it yet, hold tight for miracles, because they're coming in. Keep the open channel. Process the emotions that you're moving through. Listen to what it is that's being provided for you, and keep your perspective. Don't put any blinders on, essentially, right? Because otherwise, you won't feel the protection, first of all. And second of all, you'll miss the little miracle that comes. And that little miracle might be attached to this key piece of information or the key insight that you need, right, to be able to move to the next step, or make the choice that's best for your heart center, or release what was in the past and focus on what it is you still have to work with and grow. So I just feel like in the future, even if you feel like you're having emotional days, or you're down and out, or you're waiting for an answer, and you're, embarking upon a new path, and you're kind of going at it the way that the best you can, but you're not so sure, don't forget to look for miracles, because they're going to be sending them in. Yes. And the last thing they want me to say about this for you, Group 1, is that you do have a protection bubble, right? That's why the umbrella is shielding her from the rain. There's this feeling of, this is the time. You are protected in processing. You are protected in being this open channel. You're protected in not seeing and knowing the whole path. It's okay to listen for the insights and to feel into them and to explore or imagine. You don't always have to be doing. Sometimes there's this creativity in the ethers that you need to connect to and be open to the insightful energy that comes with that, knowing you're protected in doing this, and then keep your blinders far, far away from you. You want peripheral vision. You don't want to be narrow-minded and narrow-sighted, right? Okay, let's see what your final message is here from your bee spirit. Ooh, okay. Let them go with the tree. So this is this emotional energy. I wonder what this is, of course. It'll probably be different for everyone in this group. This is a card of release and surrender and leaving this fire. Remember, the only fire you have is here in the past. Again, if anybody betrayed you, disappointed you, let you down, if you let yourself down, a version of yourself from the past let you down, don't hold on to that. Let it go. Let them go. you will know what this is connected to. If this is your pile, this is a very clear, distinct message to close your reading. It already wants to go. That's the feeling I'm getting. It already is burning. So it already wants to leave. And again, she's sad. She looks sad about it. And that's why it's necessary for you to feel your feelings or process the emotions around this. And don't be in such a rush to get to doing the next thing. You don't have any doing things here. You don't have any doing indications. It looks like the firing up doing was here, and now we're meant to leave that where it was. Let them go, let it go. Whatever is over and wants to fade away or wants to burn to ash and wants that like rejuvenation energy. Yeah. It's going to sprout all of these new ideas and this new chapter and this new path for you. And that's where all the miracles occur, right? Like, it's raining, but you're protected from that. So I hope that this serves you, group number 1. These are all the messages I have for your bee reading, your bee spirit animal reading. If you want more information about spirit animals in general, I do have a spirit animals handbook listed in the description down below for you if you'd like to check that out. If something resonated with you in this reading, please feel free to leave me a comment down below and give this video a like. And if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, please do that for me so that you don't miss my future pick-a-card readings. It was a pleasure reading this energy for you. You guys have some major potential in this group, and I feel like you're experiencing a part of life that everyone ends up going through, and now it's time for you to actually allow yourself to feel so that you can release and open up to these beautiful insights that are coming in about what it is you're next meant to devote yourself to, your heart to, your energy to, your mind to, like your spirit to, and you are protected in taking that time for yourself. And don't forget to notice the miracles. I hope that this serves you, and I'll see you in the next reading. Hello, Group 2, and welcome to your bee spirit animal reading today. If you're listening to this, you've chosen the second card option for your reading. It says bee and community. You are a powerful creator. Your work blesses everything you touch. Be open to receiving sweetness. You are the queen of abundance. Ooh, I love that energy. Okay. This is a blossoming energy, obviously, because we've got that bee on a flower. It kind of looks like a sunflower to me. So it's something blooming, something blossoming, something bright. You are the queen of abundance. Be open to receiving sweetness. You're a powerful creator, and your work blesses everything you touch. This is like almost the Midas touch energy, or this feeling of being on a track of abundance. Yeah, they're saying don't burn out. That's what they just said. Interesting. And we're using this Believe in Your Own Magic deck, which has a crown on it. You are the queen of abundance. Interesting. Okay, so we'll see what that final message is once we get to the close of your reading. It feels like there's been a lot of work being done in this group. Of course, busy as a bee, yes. And this is the feeling of being on a roll and seeing the returns, right? So hopefully you're seeing some of those already if you are working diligently on something. But if not, then it looks like we have that coming up. I love that the word community is what's being given there. So working with others, perhaps, to create something. Expect the sweetness. Be open to receiving the sweetness. Let's get more information from your bee spirit animal. What's in the core energy, please? Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is why they said that. Be careful not to burn out. You've got the sun in your core. We got a sunflower indication and the sun. This is like very bright. You guys are bright and shiny people. Yay. Love that. So with the sun energy, of course, it's often referred to as the most joyful, positive card in the tarot. This is a major arcana card that says, you shine bright. You're meant to be like a healer if this comes up. You're meant to step into joy. You have something to celebrate. You are like that beacon of light, perhaps, for some people. Yes, abundance abounds is what they're saying right now. Love that. Growth energy happens. Everything grows under the sun. It's a very bright, joyful, abundant energy that you've got going on in your core. People may be noticing you. You may be doing some healing work, and it's really, really taking off and working for you, and you feel so much better. You can see the growth and wisdom that you've gained, that kind of energy, okay? But the reason why they said that is with the sun in a reversed energy or in a low expression, sometimes it gets hot. Sometimes you can burn out. And so they warned us about that even before we flipped the core energy. So I'm just going to say that to you now. But to have a sun in your core is good, bright times ahead, shining very brightly, healing, growing, being joyful, having something to celebrate, be open to receiving the sweetness of life, and I would say celebrating it, being very happy. Let's see what's challenging this sun that you have in your core here, group 2. Vibrancy. Yeah. We've got that bird over the eye there. I'm just asking about this. Be open to seeing the brightness. I just feel like watching carefully, not blinding yourself. Sometimes the sun can be blinding, right? Let's see what we have for a challenge. 2 of Swords. This is a card of indecision, usually, right? It comes up when we have to make a decision and we're going back and forth with our head, and then into our heart center, into our head, into our heart center. You could be trying to make a choice right now, of course, with this as a challenge energy. You may be deciding on what it is that's going to help you shine even brighter, help make you feel even more abundant, help you to be open to receiving the sweetness in life. When you get a 2 of Swords in a challenge position, this is like staying on the fence forever. So there is the need it looks like, to make some sort of a decision so that you don't get hung up in this indecision energy. Oftentimes with the 2 of Swords, we really need to trust our intuition. It's almost like needing to trust where your light is leading you. Your work blesses everything you touch. The problem with the sun is you can get into an egoic energy. And if we read this with our ego, I am a powerful creator. My work blesses everything I touch. I'm open to receiving sweetness, and I'm the queen of abundance. We can just move right into making choices from just the ego. So I feel like there's this humble line that spirit wants your brightness to come from, like you're channeling in as well. It's not all about what your mind is saying, how your mind is thinking about things. You do need to listen to your intuition, especially as it concerns any kinds of decisions that you are making to attract in more abundance, to receive the beautiful bounty, that you do deserve, that you've been working on, to shine even brighter, to make your life more glorious, is what they're saying. That your intuition does need to be consulted here. It needs to be consulted. Let's see what we've got going on above and below. What does group 2 have? What is the advice from above, please? Ooh, I knew it. They're coming together. I could feel them coming together, and there's 2 there. So above and below, I'm gonna leave that one here. The King of Swords in the female expression. So in this deck, the Emperor and all of the kings have a female and male version, and you're getting the female version of the King of Swords, and you can see what she's doing. She's weaving and sewing her light. She's listening for the creator source. That's what they just said, creator source. Okay, nice way to say it, Spirit, I suppose. This is the card that's existing above you, and here you are with your crown. We're getting the indication of the crown. So you are in a very, very powerful position. You have a lot of intelligence working for you, and boy, do you have spirit on your side, weaving your future, or sewing your future. They just said there are patches that need to be sewn. So maybe there are some holes in the plan, or some holes in the procedure, or some holes in how it is that you're getting from one place to another, or maybe there's some holes in where it is you're receiving your information to make your decisions, right? Like we need to pay attention to our intuition as well. We don't want to burn out. We don't want your own light to burn you out. That would be terrible. We're not looking to do that at all. We're looking to be in a community of people who observe you and who work with you, who see your light and you see their light. And so you add to the light, right? You bless them and they bless you in return. I feel like there's a reciprocal energy that we're starting to need to take into consideration or get into. With the King of Swords above you, especially in a feminine expression like this, you are meant to listen to your intuition first and foremost, because you're getting the female energy, which is always going to be a bit more intuitive and connects to that, as well as the intuitive king, I would say. He works with his channel, right? In this case, she works with her channel. It's an open channel, the suit of air or the element of air. We're keeping our channel open. That's why she's got her needle pointed to spirit. And look at all of the insights that are coming. They said creator source or creator spirit or something like that is coming through. You are a powerful creator, but you are not doing it alone. That's the key here. That's why we don't want to get lost in the ego, because it's blaring. It will be blinding. You're not trying to blind anybody. You're trying to light them up, right? Light yourself up, light up the world, that kind of feeling. There are some patches, they're saying it again. There's some things that need to be patched or improved upon. And the way that you're going to get all of the insight you need for the absolute best strategy to use, the best plan, the truth, the understanding, the clarity, how to weave it, what to patch, when to move, is through this source here. This is the master of the suit. You are the master of the suit. You are the queen of abundance, literally. And so it's important. I mean, you're the queen of intelligence and intuition for sure with this King of Swords here. It's very important for this group to not only trust your intuition, but hone in on it. You may want to even do learn some practices. Maybe you've already been learning them with the healing energy of the sun. Maybe you've already been lighting yourself up, reconnecting to your divine spirit, reconnecting to your inner light, etc. So this is much more easy to access. Maybe you've made your way to a mastery position just from lighting yourself up and being an open channel. Now you're going to have the plan. And once you have it, not only will you be able to use it to forward your own abundance, is what I want, to receive the sweetness, right, of life. But I think the process of receiving it is sweet. And the outcome of it is you communicating extremely well. So whatever it is that you're channeling and working on, however it is you're sharing your light, the King of Swords is like a master communicator, very good at communication. The last thing you want to do is be in a controlling energy, because these two cards alone, if you get them in a low expression, you're going to be like egotistical and strict, rude, like tyranty. We don't want that at all. We're looking to bring people together in the light. That's what it feels like your job, right? Let's see what we have below you. Aha, the Justice card. Yes, all in good balance. And now you have the sword and the needle, which are both swords representing a sword, right? Up to spirit in order to seek the truth. And in this case, what is grounding you is the truth, is balance, is clarity. You have to be aligned with your authentic path and your authentic truth. I mean, I would say over and over again, we're not getting lost in egotistical trickery, manipulation. None of that there's no room for that here, is what they just said. There's no room for that here. It doesn't allow your light to continue to shine the way it needs to if you lean into that energy. Here with the Justice card, I love a Justice card below, like rooting you. Why? Because you know you're going to be grounded in truth. You're going to be doing things in a very fair and just way. You're going to be not overdoing it, not burning yourself out, not over exhausting your energy. You're going to stay in balance, right? You're walking a path of truth with the Justice card below you to root you. You're walking your truthful, aligned, authentic, purposeful path, period. If you're out of alignment with the Justice energy, you can, think about the opposite of justice, right? It's like, it could be not, first of all, ignoring your path, which we don't want to do at all. You're getting so many insights that are giving you the truth and the clarity you need, the plan that you need to move forward. And I love that she's seated on a building, so she's able to see from a bird's eye view what's going on. It feels like, you'd be ignoring your truth, fighting against, like staying on the fence and indecision, even though you know what the truth is and you know what you're meant to align with, that next step you need to take, what the plan is, but you're refusing to commit to it, if you will. But you got to remember, your work blesses everything you touch, right? Like it says your bee. And so ignoring your truth, denying the truth, lying, manipulation, all of that stuff happens when you're in a reversed energy or a low expression of the Justice card. So you have this beautiful lineup to shine, to share your light, to communicate it out, to be seen, to fill others with light, to help them see the truth. I mean, my goodness, this is a powerful growth. You are a powerful creator. Group 2. Let's see what's behind you now. This lineup is amazing. It's like divinely co-creating from a place of grounded authenticity and understanding. It's like your physical self and your divine self working together perfectly, in perfect balance. What is behind my group 2s, please? What do I need to know? What are they coming from? Okay. Okay. No wonder. It's like they were looking for a card there. The Three of Swords is a very difficult card. Okay, so to have this in your past position, we're walking into needing to trust yourself, trust spirit. Perhaps a Three of Swords, it often signifies a difficult mental time where you've been harmed. I call it the PTSD card because it's like things that have happened in the past that are still going on in your mind and creating hurt, pain, difficulty, emotional pain. It's a mental card that causes emotional hurt and pain in the present moment. But that's because you keep thinking about what happened in the past. So now I understand, right, why they're saying these. They're really warning you, group 2, heavily with all these high-powered cards. I mean, you've got a king down your center. You have a king, major arcana, and we're on the fence. It's like, what are we on the fence about? Well, the Three of Swords tells me that there's been some disappointment. There's been some hurt. You might have had your heart broken. You might have had your spirit broken, right? And you're still thinking about it. You may be nervous to make a decision because maybe you don't trust yourself. You don't believe in yourself, or maybe you were wronged, okay? This is a card of heartbreak. I mean, it's in my opinion, it's the most difficult card in the entirety of the tarot. That's just my opinion, but so to have it behind you is where you want it, right? Because it feels like we're working to a place to heal this, to start making decisions from a much brighter, connected, truthful place. I mean, you may have been betrayed. So if you're working with a Justice energy grounding you, it may be a bit hard to trust people or trust yourself. But you can see yourself healing and coming into the light here, for sure. And you may need community to do that. You chose the community card. You don't have to do it on your own. It's not like needing to be a solo adventure. You're rising to a place of mastery here. It's like mastering yourself. If you're coming from a very difficult time, the Sun card says you're healing. You make different decisions now, but don't stay on the fence. That's what it's feeling like. The challenge is to actually decide something, because sometimes when you're making no choice at all, that is the choice, and spirit will just wait for you. If you're not feeling the insight, if you can't hone in or like tune in to the truth, if you're not getting the clarity that you need with this lineup, it's because you're on the fence in some place. You may have a belief system that's, being carried over from the past hurt or past pain. It's just spirit will wait for you. They're not going to force you to do anything usually. I mean, there is divine intervention that does happen, but that's like last resort, generally speaking. So they give you time to heal. They give you time to kind of like notice what's actually going on. They'll keep presenting you things so that you can have the choice again, choose again. Are they going to choose this time? Nope, still on the fence. So they kind of just wait to see when you're going to make a decision. But once you do, group 2, look at the powerhouse energy that you're working with here. Whatever it is that harmed you or told you you weren't good enough or made you feel less than or really broke you down, disappointed you, broke your heart, tried to dim your light with the sun, someone who trying to dim your light, trying to control you, whatever it is It's now behind you here. The beauty of the Three of Swords, the reason why it's a powerful card is because, you know, sometimes the pain is equal and opposite the joy, right? So when you come out of this energy, you get the happiest card in the tarot in your core. And the idea, the high expression of this card, the Three of Swords, is creativity, using your mind. You are a powerful creator. How are you using your mind creatively to leave this past hurt, pain, etc. in the past and be in the present moment where you shine and you're connected and you're intuitive and you're sitting on your authentic path? Just need to make the decision to walk it, right? So yeah, I love that the Three of Swords is behind you, and it is behind you. Yeah, and they're saying it again. If you need, it's like your B is saying, right? Like if you need the group, if you need community, if you need to find people who support you, who understand you, by all means do that. Make that decision for yourself. It may be very, very helpful. And to help you bring your light back. I think a lot of you know what this is and what this Three of Swords is, and you've probably been processing it and working on it already with this kind of lineup. So good for you if you've been doing that. Really recovering your spirit, recovering your heart, recovering your purposeful energy. Be open to receiving the sweetness. You're the Queen of Abundance. Let's see what we have in the future position. Oh my goodness. Queen of Abundance, King of Pentacles, another king here. Yeah, for a lot of you, you're already working on healing this. You've left some of it behind, or you've shifted it. You're using your creativity to shift it. King of Pentacles, Master of the Suit of Pentacles. This is the masculine expression of this card here, or illustration of this card. So we're doing from a very powerful position. Whatever it is that you want to work out, invest in, this is all physical energy. Now we're doing. Here we're receiving, listening, getting aligned with your truth again, allowing your light to shine. We're not going to be egotistical in it. Whatever you touch, it's blessed. And this is the indication of that. A King of Pentacles is a wonderful leader, right? He is a very abundant businessman. He is not afraid of hard work. You can see him top of those antlers. He is a great achiever. He's a very smart with his investments. He's very smart with his investments. He is diplomatic, and he really enjoys his life. He enjoys the fruits of his labor. He has reached the top, and he's not afraid to enjoy his life as a result. It is a masculine energy, so there is doing, there is ego in it, but we want to keep it under wraps. Use the community. Be the leader you know you're meant to be. Once you get out of indecision, get off the bench, get off the fence, Spirit. They said the bench. Okay, if that's, take that as it resonates. Once you make those decisions in alignment with your true energy, it's like you're serving a community of people. You are clearly a leader in this group. Whatever you touch turns to blessings. And here it is, indicated in the cards. Up ahead, you're moving into a mastery position on the physical plane. So in your life, in your physical life, you're going to see it. Not just in your inside truth and intuition in the ethereal realm inside of you, but you have the ability to bring it to life. Move right to the top here. Master of the Suit again. Two kings, two major arcanas, and leaving this hurt behind. Wow. I mean, you are powerful creators. The bee wasn't lying. Wow. King of Pentacles. Yeah. Welcome in the sweetness. Receive the sweetness of all your hard work. Welcome in the abundance. You're the Queen and King of Abundance. Let's see what we have. I'm so interested in this final message. Final message from the bee. Oh, look at that. Do it for you. Yeah, I'm just listening. It feels like it feels like a cleansing, like a healing. Yes, it's a 41-5. Make the change for you. Make the decision for you. This is very supported energy with the 4, blessed energy, protected energy, stable energy, and the new fresh start with the 1, making that decision for you. Rise to the top. This is interesting. It's like whoever said you couldn't do it, I feel like you're proving them wrong in this group. And you're not doing it for them either. That's avoiding the ego. You're doing it because you know it's what you're meant to give your energy and time to, give your life to even, give your investment to, right? Whatever that may be, your energy, your mind, your money, your time, whatever it is. I love this. They're kind of saying, they're trying to give me a message, but I'm not. I feel like I'm only hearing parts of it. It's like truer words have never been spoken, or something to that effect when I flip this. Do it for you. It's like, this is what you need to remember. The sundress and the sun card. I mean, who else would you be doing it for anyway, right? Like maybe someone else pumps you up or gives you a little boost, but they're telling you, you have the light within you. You're working with the light. Do what you need to do for you. Shine that light. And because it ends up affecting the community around you clearly. It's blessing those. When you feel like you are a blessed being who's meant to step into the spotlight or use your intuition or your know-how or your expertise to lead or for good, you're authentically yourself and you're putting yourself out there, you will bless everything you touch. You do it for you, but it positively affects. Like the sun shines on everyone. That's the feeling in the sundress. It's so great. All right. Wow. I love these messages. You guys are powerhouse people, shiny, happy people. That's what it feels like. And no matter what it is that you have been through, it's like you guys come out shining, come out brighter almost, and into this leadership position. So I hope that this serves you, and I hope you will take this energy into consideration. That busy bee is ready to roll and ready to receive. That's right, Spirit. That's exactly right. Well, again, I hope that this serves you. These are all the messages I have for you from your bee spirit animal. If something in this reading resonated with you, please make sure to give it a like and leave me a comment down below if you feel called to it. I do have a Spirit Animals Handbook down below in the description if you're interested in learning more about all of the other animals. There are 80 animals in that digital handbook to reference when you see animals showing up in your world. Wow. It's like your energy definitely affects people. You can feel it. I'm kind of taken aback a bit by the leadership qualities that you have and just who you are, I think. It's just who you are. So yeah, do it for you. I hope that this serves you. And it was my pleasure to read this energy and these messages from the bee for you. And I'll see you in the next reading. Hello, Group 3, and welcome to your bee spirit animal pick a card reading today. If you're listening to this, you've chosen the 3rd card option with the bee spirit. It's card number 7, and sweet results await. I love the energy of this card. It feels like it doesn't feel complicated to me. I'll say that. It feels like there is something very simple, very aligned, very authentic about this energy that is coming through with this card. And it could be something that you are working on. It could just be your own spirit, how it is you create your life, how it is you structure your life, what it is that you're currently working on. Woo! That card flipped right over and right out. So if you got a peek, you got a peek, but we're keeping it, they say. Wow. It feels like you are, again, working on something that is completely aligned, or you live life being who you are and being ready to create as it comes. And as a result of that alignment, we've got this sweet energy that is, the way they're saying it is like, that's following you around. And so if you feel a bit out of sync with that energy, just know that you have everything you need within you. That 7 makes me feel like you've got some luck on your side. Just whoever it is that you are is more than enough to be able to call in beautiful results. Yeah, they just said left and right. Okay, that's your core energy card, and I can see the challenge card, so I'm just going to leave it there. Let's take a look at your core energy and what this bee spirit has to say to you about these sweet results. The 2 of Wands. Ooh. The 2 of Wands is an energy of deciding which way to go, what to do, which inspiring path to take next. Again, I feel like if you are being true to yourself, then you don't have a problem waiting for the path to call you, is how they're putting it, which makes sense. The 2 of Wands is a card of contemplation, of giving yourself the time that you need. And you can see this figure is on a rooftop with the world in their hands. It's like you've got the whole world in your hands. And I don't think it's by doing anything complicated. It feels as though yourself simply is enough. There is a worthiness that comes through with this group, and the world is literally at your fingertips. I mean, literally. Yeah. So with this in your core energy, maybe you're contemplating what it is that your next adventure is going to be, which way you should go. It's definitely a decision card, but it has this laid back energy. You're looking for what inspires you. You're looking for which way your spirit wants to go. You're not just going to, this card in high expression doesn't rush things. It waits for the calling, it waits for the alignment, and then you're off. Yeah, off and running, they just said. So there's some like laid back energy. It's almost you're able to go with the flow when you need to go with the flow. And if you're not quite sure which path to take, you have no problem waiting, because it's almost like you believe that is in alignment. This is marvelous energy. Let's see what's challenging this. The 4 of Cups. Okay, feeling like you may be waiting too long, perhaps, or that the path isn't going to be revealed to you, and that's very human. The 4 of Cups energy is, you can see you're being fully protected here. It's a card that says that the miracle is going to come in your periphery, or when you least expect it, that you might think what you're looking at is all there is and hoping for something more, and that will come when you keep your perspective and your channel open, you keep your viewpoint open. And so to have this challenging you, you could be getting a little bit restless, let's say. Maybe you're getting a bit bored. Maybe you've been waiting for the spark to happen. But the bee promises the sweet results regardless. So I would say, if you're in a point of decision and waiting for that inspiration, try your best to enjoy whatever it is that you're currently working on, or whatever your current incarnation is presenting you. Like wherever you are on your path, even if it is at a point of decision, you don't lack the world at your fingertips, right? You don't lack choices. It feels like you are just waiting, and sometimes that can feel a bit boring or mundane, or like, when is it gonna come? Is it gonna come? I have a feeling with this. It's like you've got to keep trusting, stay in your light, remember who you are. No matter what you decide, when that spark hits, it's going to be the best path for you at that time, the one that's most aligned. And with the 4 of Cups, it makes me feel like it may come when you're least expecting it. Oftentimes this card delivers miracles from the universe, something that your heart really truly desires, something that you're going to be overjoyed with or really fulfilled with. So it's coming. The sweet results await you. They are coming, or you're getting to them. If the results are already planned and in place, then they're awaiting you, right? Group 7. That 7 is just standing out. Group 3. That 7 energy makes me feel like you're just right in alignment, walking your path, even if you are a bit bored sometimes. Leaning into trusting the spark to come is going to be so important. And I think the 7 energy is going to be important for you as well. Let's see what we have going on above you. So out of the blue, the Tower. Yeah, this is indicative of a surprise miracle coming, and maybe you doubting that it's going to come. It may shake up your world. It may shake up your foundation. The tower, oftentimes people get nervous around a tower, but when you have a tower above you like this in a spirit position, I'm not feeling anything negative. Is it going to change the way you do things, change the way that you structure your life, change the way that you schedule things, what you think about things? Maybe, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I also think in that we are waiting for an insight in this group, here it is, the tower brings in a divine intervention. It can be very unexpected energy, some kind of insight. And you can see when we look at this tower, it has cracked the foundation, or it's cracked the structure all the way down to the core. You may be currently experiencing some tower moments that have made you rethink the way that you want to move forward, and that's why you're at this decision point. You may be rethinking who you are or what your future self is becoming. You may be having like a shift of how you identify yourself and your identity. What you believe in, etc. And that's absolutely fine. This coming from a spiritual energy from above you is spirit saying these tower moments are meant to provide as opposed to take something away from you. If something needs to be fixed, if something isn't so stable anymore, if something isn't working as well as it could, if something is out of alignment, we're going to show you where it is out of alignment. We're going to give you that insight. We're going to show you that so that you can make the proper decisions, right? To make the decisions that allow you to move on that path. And as I said, there's a miracle involved in this somewhere. The challenge is like looking at it as such or waiting for it. Waiting for that moment to strike, that lightning bolt to strike. And we could see her here, like you could envision her as trying to keep that tower together, but I feel like it's a big fat hug. She's going, thank you so much for this insight. I didn't see it that way. I didn't understand it that way. I didn't see that this would crumble, or I didn't see that this wasn't in alignment for me anymore. Thank you for providing this information for me. Thank you for this wake-up call. Yeah. Wow. This is a card that kind of something is presented out of nowhere. This is a card that something is presented out of nowhere. So again, it feels like it's coming, or you're getting to it is a better way. They keep correcting me when I say that it's coming toward you. It feels like you're moving toward it. Let's see what we have below you. The 10 of Wands, okay. So this is a closure that's happening. So yeah, something has to go. That's what they're telling us. You see all these flowers, they're gorgeous, they're beautiful, but she's crippled by them. She's bent over. It's way too heavy for her to keep carrying, no matter how beautiful it may be. She's got to release some of these here. A 10 of Wands is a card of burden. It's a closure card where spirit tells you, you do not need to carry this in this way anymore. In fact, it's over. This burdensome energy is over. So, whatever is being lit up or provided for you here, not only is it connected to closing out something that's been heavy or daunting, they're using that word, daunting. Like maybe you've been working on something, or you've been moving on a particular path, and maybe you've been working hard, busy as a bee, right? And you're doing something in line with your spirit, but something needs to change because the weight is becoming too heavy. And so something may interrupt this, is what it looks like. Interrupt what it is that you're doing in order to allow you to release this burden so that you're creating in a way that is still beautiful and blossoming, but just not so heavy. It's not so tiring, right? She's been picking these flowers. It's time for her to drop them off somewhere. A 10 of Wands below you just indicates that your grounding energy, right, is something is carrying too much weight. So we get the tower here above, which is nice, to show you what needs to go, what needs to be rearranged, what needs to be rebuilt, right? Where you're meant to close out and where you're meant to start. With this kind of vibe here, you can expect that you're not going to be so burdened if you allow yourself to release it. And something new is coming in, and it's going to help you, I feel, decide. The lightning bolt is going to show you, and you go, I don't need to do this anymore. I'm going to choose this path. because it's what feels most inspiring. And I can see now that this is in a better alignment for me, and this was burdening me. Again, the feeling of it kind of coming unexpectedly or out of the blue is not to scare you. It feels exciting, like relief almost, with the 10 of Wands below you. You won't be kind of, it's like using all of your energy. Plus, how fast do you think she can go carrying all of this on her back? Like, we're slowing down here. There needs to be a new avenue that you're going to be choosing, and you're releasing the burden, and you're being able to stand upright again and go, I'm going to rebuild this, or I'm going to restructure this, or I'm going to do this differently. And I think it's relieving. It feels relieving to me. Like, that was great, but I was working way too hard for that. All I have to do is be in alignment and be me. And I just didn't see it that way before. So now I'm choosing this. Yeah. It's definitely quite an interesting energy that this group has. Again, I do want to reiterate that you already have it just by being you. The results are awaiting you. There may be some remembering that you have to do here about who you truly are, etc., what you're able to create, what it is that you've been working on, or how you've been working on it. Maybe something interrupts the way that you've been doing it so that it's not so burdensome and heavy anymore. And this puts you into a whole other kind of frequency that allows you to move a bit more fast. Yeah, like faster, more momentum. Let's see what's behind you. The sun. Okay. The sun energy is vibrant growth, joy, happiness, healing. It's a very bright card. The thing with the sun is it can sometimes burn us out. So I think you've been glowing, as I said. It feels like you are someone to be seen, someone who is recognized, someone who is willing to show up and do the work, to be counted on, someone who makes people happy, perhaps, makes them, it feels like you light people up, right? You light yourself up, you light people up just by being you. Again, just by being you. The authenticity is high in this group. It's very cool. It's like there's no one else that you could be. And you kind of, if you don't live by that notion, that's what it feels like. Everybody else is taken. Who else would I be? Of course I'm just me. It's like a really nice sentiment to have. However, when the sun, can burn you, the sun can exhaust you, the sun can provide burnout or too much doing all the time. It's a very masculine energy. Go, 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 go. Work, busy as a bee, busy as a bee. And even if that work is in alignment, it can become heavy and cumbersome, burdensome. And so at this point, we are really not, it feels like we're not working in the same way. We're not moving forward in the same way. And it's really going to serve you to help you decide it. And you will have to decide it. And again, you don't have to be in a rush. I feel like when you know, you're going to know, and it's kind of unavoidable with the tower above you. It's like you're going to be given the information, and it might just hit you like out of the blue, and that's okay. Go for it. Go with it. Release this burden. Work smarter, not harder. It's that kind of vibe. Like, oh my God, why didn't I think of this before? This was exhausting me. It's brought me a lot of success. It's brought me a lot of results. It's brought me a lot of abundance. I feel like I can shine even more brightly. I'm more of my authentic self. I'm lighting up the world. I'm lighting up my life. I'm lighting up other people. I feel really good about what I'm working on. I feel really good about who I am. I like my life. I'm happy. I'm joyful, but I'm tired. You may be tired here. And so I think the tower comes in to help you decide what your next best path is, where you can shine even brighter without carrying the burden in the same way. It feels like a innovative energy almost. So by that I mean something you haven't thought of yet, information you haven't been privy to yet. Okay. Nope. That was a very clean no. I'm going to look at what's up ahead. It's this. Yes. Okay. What is up ahead? Of course it is. The Ace of Cups. So the closure here needs to happen, and then you choose from your spirit and look at what happens. Your heart explodes. This Four of Cups is going to deliver if you give it the time to do that. You just wait for spirit to provide. And don't be afraid to drop the burden when it comes to close out something that's not working, because right up ahead is this joyous, happy, loving path. Or look at you sharing your light right straight from your heart. We've got the butterfly. So there is a transformation that takes shape. It feels relieving and exciting all at the same time. It feels like the work that you're doing is going to be provided, like bursting into the world straight from your heart as a result of a transformation in the way that you work, in the way that you carry what you're carrying. And it comes out of the blue to help you decide to start this new path. This will be a much more loving path. An Ace of Cups is a card that takes into consideration your own self, your own heart, what's best for you. It's really a self-care, self-love card. It's a start of a new beginning that sees you even more in alignment. And the results that are awaiting you are perhaps this realization and just returning to your heart center, because the way that you're able to continue to give out into the world and shine out into the world may be from a different foundation altogether. It's not going to like drag you down or steal your energy as much. It feels so expansive. It's like your heart and your transformation moves out into the world to help others or to transform others. And it's just, again, by being you. The sweet results await you, and here they are, right? We're here, and look what's awaiting you here. Yes, loving, compassionate, sweet results, your heart being fulfilled and bursting, something you're gonna love, absolutely love. Wow. Wow, what an adventure. Let's see what this card is. I can't remember now. I know it flipped out, but this is your final message from your bee spirit. Okay. And it's a 43-7, again with the 7. So 7s are definitely very important. The spaceship card, don't be afraid to sing. Sing from the heart is what I would say. Listen to your heart, and when the time comes, you are more than enough. Being yourself is the goal, is the dream, they're saying. It's the key, it's the ticket. Don't be afraid to sing. When you know it's time, share your voice with the world is what that's also saying, right? When we're singing, we're using our voice. Share your voice with the world. Share yourself with the world. Your voice is connected to like your authentic self, your truthful self, that truth within you. Share your heart, share your voice. Don't be afraid to sing. Don't be afraid to go for it. Even if it feels a little out there, right? Out there. A rocket ship, a spaceship taking off. I mean, bursting from the heart. It's so amazing. Something is awaiting you that you're absolutely going to love. All you have to do is keep being you, group number 3, of course, doing the work that you feel is most aligned for you, and paying attention to not trying to rush a decision that doesn't feel aligned, but instead working with spirit to listen for the insight and not being afraid to sing here, or in this case, to make the adjustments that need to be made so that you're not carrying the burden, that you close out this chapter. Even if it did produce for you some beautiful, joyful growth and healing and amazing energy, I feel like you're on the edge of burnout and they need you to close out the way you're doing things. So they're going to send a line in so that you can make a more inspired decision, because the world is at your fingertips. You got the world in your hands, if I can move that. The world is in your hands, right? The world is at your fingertips. And making the right decision for you is something that only you will understand. So don't be afraid to leap or to decide when you're meant to. Don't worry about whether or not other people understand. It might feel a little out there, again, to others, but the world clearly needs your voice. They need you to show up as you are and to share your heart. And there may just be a more innovative, easy way to do that that's coming in for you. And once you know what that is, don't be afraid to make that decision. Don't be afraid to follow your spirit. Don't be afraid to sing and open your heart to embark upon that new path. Wow, this is marvelous energy. I love doing this reading for you. These are all the messages that I have from your Bee Spirit Animal Group 3. If something's resonating with you in this reading, please leave me a comment down below and make sure you hit that like button. Of course, if you're not subscribed, please make sure that you are subscribed so that you don't miss any of my future pick a card readings that I post. If you're interested in learning more about spirit animals, I do have a spirit animal reference kind of handbook below that you can download in the description. You'll find the link for that. Again, it was lovely connecting to this energy. I feel so excited for this next chapter, whatever it is that's coming up, because it just feels so vibrant and connected to who you truly are. Remember, those sweet results are awaiting your arrival. Again, it was my absolute pleasure to read for you. I hope that this serves you, and I'll see you in the next reading.